turn to our power panel. Michael Moynihan is the editorial director at the Daily Beast. Ellison Barber is a reporter for the Washington Free Beacon. And Arthur Aidala is a criminal defense attorney, one-time prosecutor, and a Fox News legal analyst. And so you've got law enforcement now, basically, the DOJ weighing in on how we're supposed to punish students. It's a disparate impact case, as we refer to it in the law. In general, Arthur, these say, you're not doing anything wrong, it's just the numbers are coming out wrong.
And they also say, though, we don't want government, meaning law enforcement, to get involved. But here's the problem, Megan. The teachers have no authority to discipline students anymore. I represented a young woman recently who was thrown out of the Department of Education because she made the 12-year-old stand on the chalkboard and said, I will not call out in class. That's all. That's it. She's no longer a teacher. She has a master's in education, and she can't teach in the city school district because they said that was excessive punishment. So if you can't punish a child that minimally, well, what are you going to do? You call the authorities. And unfortunately, the numbers are what the numbers are. I face that in criminal court every day. The numbers of minorities in criminal court in Brooklyn, New York, in Manhattan, New York, it is disproportionate to our population.
That sounds like you didn't do a very good job of defending that one teacher.
There was nothing to do. There was nothing I could do.
I'm just teasing.
I did the best I could.
Arthur wins almost all of his cases. Almost all of his cases.
The union couldn't help her either. That's a great point.
But here's what Eric Holder is saying. He's saying that even though it may be in some of these school districts that more minorities are causing behavioral problems, kicking them out of class only exacerbates the problem because then they're out of class, then they fall behind, then they don't feel like they're up to speed, and so on and so forth, and thus the vicious cycle. Michael?
There's a number of sort of overlapping issues here. This is a strange thing for me, because I actually partially agree with Eric Holder for the first time in my adult life. And he's right about zero tolerance policies. They're terrible policies. And this is something that conservatives and liberals have agreed on for some time now. Bringing race into it is where it complicates matters. I like the fact that this is being attacked. I don't like the fact that it's being attacked from a federal level. And look, let's be honest. I mean, no one has really pointed this out in the subsequent coverage. Race is being brought in because it allows the federal government to get involved. They cannot get involved in local issues. You know, the Los Angeles school district is cracking down on this stuff, and that's the way it should be. Local school districts can do this,
right?
But how do you get the feds involved?
Yeah, and some have been doing it, and then enter Eric Holder. Go ahead.
Right, and I mean, I agree with the premise of that. I do not typically agree with these zero tolerance policies, particularly in school, because I think you get into the situations that you've seen on like stories that you guys have covered on
You
Fox.
Get suspended when you chew your Pop-Tart into a gum.
Exactly, and I think some of the reasons that you outline for why you like it is that this is a policy that limits what teachers can do disciplining because it sets a certain standard for them where they have no leeway or discretion. That being said, I don't like that the Department of Justice is being involved in it.
And the other thing is then the kids know, then they know that they cannot be suspended.
They got the power.
Yes.
They have the power. They're handcuffing our educators. They're basically telling them, don't throw the kids out of school. Everyone agrees that they're telling them, but you can't discipline them. Yeah. So what do you do with that one kid or those two kids who are disrupting? Them. Right. You can't.
So basically,
they know
they may be sitting in after-school detention for a few days, and that what kind of a punishment or threat is
that?
They're
trying to kind of narrow down a debate that really is a complex debate, and I think they're missing the points that you need to discuss with the problems with zero tolerance.
All right, stand by because we have another hot topic that we have to get to right after this break. What do you think of this, of the DOJ involving itself in this? Follow me on Twitter. By the way, education is involved as well. Send me a tweet at Megyn Kelly or leave us a comment on Facebook.com/TheKelly5.